What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I am a very, very happy boy indeed, because Keyforge is back! Okay, right, Keyforge isn't actually back, but Keyforge is properly coming back, and I am absolutely delighted, beyond delighted, ladies and gentlemen, beyond delighted. This is so good! I've been waiting for Keyforge to come back, you may be able to tell. I was flicking around last night, as I tend to do, and there was a little thing over on Fantasy Flight Games. Keyforge fans, click the link below for exciting news from the Crucible. Obviously, I clicked the link. This is very exciting to me. And basically, it takes you to an article all about Keyforge. And it's no longer Fantasy Flight Games making it, but don't worry, it might be even better. All of us at Ghost Galaxy are super excited to today announce that we've acquired the IP, intellectual property, that's the rights to make the game, and publishing rights for the amazing Keyforge game from Asmodee. Fans should strap themselves in for the ride, for we have big plans for the game, and hopefully for many new players. Which of course leads to the very first question, hang on a second, who's Ghost Galaxy? Well, Ghost Galaxy was founded by Christian T. Peterson, the original founder of Fantasy Flight Games. Christian made the original deal with Richard Garfield to publish Keyforge, and alongside his senior management team, oversaw the publishing of Keyforge's first release, Call of the Archons. At Ghost Galaxy, Christian has been fortunate to gather a veteran group of former FFG game crafters, including the key technology team behind the original Keyforge implementation. So yes, it is a new team making Keyforge, but it's not really a new team making Keyforge. It's the original dude that made the deal to actually make the game, and a bunch of people that have worked on it from the beginning, which is perfect. I love this. We are not getting a cheap Keyforge knockoff made by some company that thinks they can make a few quid and throw the game away. We are getting the game relaunched and rebirthed by the team that did it originally and who actually care. And I'm sorry, but at this stage, I've got to point out, the article that FFG put out a while ago said, hey, the game's going on hiatus. We'll tell you more when there's more to learn. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. The game went on hiatus, and every couple of weeks somebody posted in the group, hey, what's going on? And I always responded, the game's on hiatus, they'll tell us when there's news. And oh look, the game was on hiatus. They told us when there's news. I'm sorry, but come on. We all knew this was the deal. We were told this a while ago. And don't get me wrong, I love Keyforge. Mechanically, it is probably my favourite card game. Now, there are other things other than the mechanics. There's theme and community and all of that. Although the Keyforge community, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. But I love Keyforge. I think Keyforge is amazing. I've been desperate for Keyforge to come back. But we were told a while ago it's going on hiatus. They'll tell us when there's news. It went on hiatus. There was nothing to tell us. There was no news. But now there is news. And Keyforge is coming back. And I mean, beyond delighted, I think is probably the way to put it. The website is up, it's keyforging.com, and there are 3 articles up there. The first one is basically what I've told you about them acquiring it, but there are some other things to talk about. So the second article, then and now, it goes into a bunch of information about what happened with the pandemic and all of that. We don't need to go into that. What it does is lay down what Ghost Galaxy are going to be doing moving forward in terms of Keyforge, where their plans are going to lie. So, Software Engine. Our team of software engineers will work to complete the logic and rendering modules required for Keyforge to live again. Will take a number of months to complete. Now, a couple of things to note here. Remember that one of the reasons why Keyforge went on hiatus initially was it was broken. Like, literally broken. The algorithm, because remember, Keyforge is procedurally made decks. They basically give you 3 houses, you get 12 cards from each house, and they are largely random cards, but it's not really completely random. There are a whole bunch of rules that are basically followed when they're made. Okay? That makes perfect sense. So you know what? They need to rebuild that. And that is absolutely fine by me. Makes sense. And they're rebuilding it. And it's going to take time. Of course it's going to take time. These things do take time. But that's okay. Because what they're going to do is over time, they are going to make this. It's going to take a couple of months, and that's okay. And then it's going to be back. But it is worth noting, it is going to take months to do that. That does need to be borne in mind. Although, little tip from your pal Wassy here. We know there have been 5 sets up to date. We had Call of the Archons, Age of Ascension, Worlds Collide, Mass Mutation, and Dark Tidings. Now, one thing that is worth bearing in mind is some of these have been very, very cheap. Very cheap. At the UK Games Expo a couple of weeks ago, I picked up a booster box of Worlds Collide for, 18 quid. That's £1.50 per deck. I'm not sure how much longer these are going to be super cheap. Now, Call of the Archons and Worlds Collide and Age of Ascension, I have seen very, very cheap. I've not seen Mass Mutation that cheap, and Dark Tidings is actually hard to find below RRP at all. But if you want to build up a collection of really cheap Keyforge decks before the game officially launches, now is the time. Don't wait for the game to relaunch and everyone to get super hyped again. Start buying super cheap decks now if you're going to be into Keyforge when it comes back, like me. Commercial release plan. Given the long hiatus of the game, we need to make some big decisions about how we intend to bring this game to market, the timing and composition of releases, including Winds of Exchange. Remember, when the game was put on hiatus, we were told that the next set, Winds of Exchange, is made, and it is going to be introducing a new house, and Mars are finally coming back. So we know that set is coming, we know that's the next set, and this was one of my big questions when this announcement came down yesterday. Are we going to be getting that set? Yes. Yes, we are. Organised play will be a critical priority for us. Many felt the former organised play program was confusing and spread across too many game variants. We'll be looking to streamline and condense competitive Keyforge play. Okay, that's fair. There's not much to talk about here. We all know there's Archon where you take your best deck. There's Sealed. There's the one where you play with your worst decks, etc. We'll wait to see where they go with this. But the fact they're bringing back organised play is a big thing. Localized versions. Under Asmodee, Keyforge was published in a great number of languages. We'll be meeting with the distributors and co-publishers that made such language editions possible to gauge interest and viability. With our small team, it is almost certain that some, if not all, localizations may be discontinued. They're focusing on English decks. There is a good chance that some of the other languages are going to go away. It may well be that all the other languages go away. I like weird language Keyforge decks just like I know a bunch of you do, but the fact of the matter is, we want Keyforge back. And if it has to come back with a smaller team and it's only English language decks, that is way better than not having it back at all. Deck registration and player accounts, basically, it's going to stay at keyforgegame.com for the next 6 months before we are ready to transition. Basically, they're going to transition things over. In terms of your shards, are they going to stay? Probably, can't say for certain. We'll be working to provide players with frequent communications related to our Keyforge plans, including previews of new products such as Wind of Exchange, Game Rules updates, and other information. We're going to hear more. This is awesome. But hey, come on, Wassy. This is lots of news about Keyforge. Wouldn't it be awesome if we could see some new cards? Well, we've also been told about a new mechanic, which is coming in Winds of Exchange. And I want to remind everyone at this stage, this set was made and finished before the game went on hiatus, so this isn't the first set which is made by the new team. It is the last set made by the old team, although like I've said, the team kind of carries over. So basically every deck in Winds of Exchange is going to have a random token card. So Mars, you could get Grunt, Rebel, or Scientist. Grunt is just a free power creature, vanilla. Rebel is a 1 power creature but deals the damage to a creature when it reaps. And Scientist is a 1 power creature with an Omni ability that lets you reveal a Mars card from your hand and archive it. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Now, the one you get is random, but it will match one of the 3 houses in your deck. So it could be a Mars, but similarly, you could get one of the other 2 houses. You could get their token creature. And then there are cards like Mark II Generator with an action that makes a token creature. Or Space Invaders that let you reveal any number of creatures from your hand and put each creature revealed this way into play face down as a token creature. This would essentially allow you to play cards from other houses out of turn, I believe at least, because essentially you take creatures from non-Mars houses, because you're going to be playing Space Invaders on a Mars turn, and you're playing them as your token creature. So essentially your deck has a token creature in, and then there are cards in your deck that will let you play those token creatures, but you only have 1 token creature, and your deck generates it randomly just like the rest of the deck. One of your 3 houses, you will get one of those token creatures. Cool. Sounds good. The thing is, some of them are very, very, very interesting, and we've seen some of them, but there's more to be seen. Now, what is cool is that there is going to be kind of a rare token creature. So in Mars, we've got Blorb Hive. Omni ability lets you destroy a friendly creature to make 2 Blorbs, and then if you control 10 or more Blorbs, you destroy Blorb Hive and forge a key at no cost. Doesn't make you destroy the Blorbs, just Blorb Hive. Bearing in mind, if you've got 10 Blorbs out, that is a lot of reaping you can do during your turn. Nah, only joking, because Blorb is a 1-cross creature that cannot reap, but when destroyed you return Blorb Hive from your discard pile to your hand, so Blorb Hive keeps coming back, which is brilliant! Yeah, this looks really cool. There is one of these, it's a rare card in every house, and that rare card will force a particular token onto your deck, so if you get Blorb Hive, Blorb will be your token creature. But you will not get Blorb as your token creature unless you've got Blorb Hive. Like I say, there will be ones for all of the houses. They're the only ones we've been shown. But we have been shown some from the other houses, 1 from each of the other houses to be precise, including the very first Merchant Compacts of Equidon card that we've seen. Now, annoyingly, it's a 1-cost token creature with an action that steals an amber and destroys Merchant, but that's not the point. That's actually a really good token character. And actually, I suppose I should add this in nice and quickly. Over on the home page, the image I showed you earlier did actually have a creature from the house in as well, the old Tinker. A 3 power creature with elusive, and when you reap, you can discard a card from your hand to draw a card. So I suppose we have seen 1 new card from the new house, which isn't just a token creature. In Brobnar, we've seen Goblin, a 2 power creature with Skirmish. Over in Sanctum, we have seen ourselves Squire, a 2 power creature with Taunt. In the Saurian Republic, we've seen Politician, a 2 power creature with an action that says keys cost 1 more amber during your opponent's next turn. Over in the Grand Star Alliance, we've seen Explorer, a 2 power creature that when you reap, lets you look at the top card of your deck, and you can either keep it or discard it. And over in the most recent house that isn't brand new, Unfathomable, we've seen the 2 power creature Priest with an action that exhausts an enemy creature. That's all we've seen from the new set. I really like the idea of this token mechanic. Seeing Blorb Hive makes me very, very excited to see the special token creatures for the other houses. But this is something. This is a lot, in fact. We know that Keyforge is coming back. We know that they're taking organised play seriously. We know that our accounts are going to be transitioned over. We know that Wind of Exchange is definitely going to be coming. We know that the team that have taken it over are actually very key to the game. And what is interesting, there is a word from the designer over on the website. That is Richard Garfield, of course, a legend in the tabletop gaming community. And what is interesting is we have similar visions for what is possible for Keyforge, and I think we will be able to do great things, which to me sounds like Richard is going to stay involved in Keyforge, which is also pretty gosh darned exciting. This is basically a best case scenario. Now, I know for a long time Keyforge has been gone and we've all been a little bit scared, myself included. Once again, cannot stress how much I love this game. But there was always a chance that the next update was, yeah, sorry, we're not going to be able to continue it. Or that FFG was going to bring it back, but very cagily because it had been a long time. Having former employees in a new company taking it back in what looks like a genuinely passionate way and giving us this big update straight off the back, this is a best case scenario, and I am very, 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 very excited indeed. Seriously, I cannot wait to play some more Keyforge. It's going to be awesome. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear from you guys. Tell me how excited you are for Keyforge coming back. Tell me your hopes, tell me your dreams, tell me your predictions. Tell me anything you want to tell me. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, where we talk about a whole bunch of card games and now hopefully a whole lot of Keyforge. And do please consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.